this is Stuart Scotthorn with the Long-Term Care Link. A lot of times people are wondering, what is the reason for short-term care, and what's the difference between having that short-term care policy and the long-term care policy? Well, in a short-term care policy and a long-term care policy, they cover basically the same benefit. Again, it's only going to be a basis of time, but why? Why do I need that? That's not something that's talked about or really even investigated, because there's just not that many people in the market that are doing it. Historically, what we have noticed is almost 90% of the providers that were doing long-term care insurance are out of business now, which has left very few people that even write that, and has created obviously a demand for other products for long-term care and, quite honestly, for short-term care. But the expenses for what is considered the care that's needed, if you need skilled nursing or somebody to come to your home 24 hours a day for a continued period of time, those costs continue to escalate. Very seldom does anybody ever plan for those kind of expenses. And if we just look at what those average expenses are for, someone that needs skilled nursing, it's going to be between $10,000 and $20,000 today. If you didn't have that policy and it was 5 years from now, I don't know what that would be. But it's why we encourage every client that we get to look at that, because anything that happens that needs both short-term or long-term care is devastating to retirement savings if you hadn't planned for it. Most of our clients, that's one of the things that we go through, is to say, look, here's what makes sense. Now, are there people that we have as clients that have both short-term care policies and long-term care policies? The answer is yes. Why does that make any sense? Because sometimes with the long-term care policies, before a benefit takes place with long-term care, there may be a period certain before they will start paying a benefit, meaning you may have 180 days that you've got to wait until they actually start paying a benefit. Well, who's going to pay that benefit in the 180 days? That's where that short-term care policy would come into play. So immediately you would know that you've got those funds covered for 180 days. And again, what does that look like? What can those costs be? Again, giving you round numbers, depending on what the situation is, between $10,000 and $20,000 is what we are seeing. I think if I look at the actual numbers, you could say, okay, well, this is what a nursing home facility is, and this is what a memory home center is. But most of the people that we deal with, I'd say at least 70% of them want to be taken care of in their own facility, in their own home. A lot of times we find that adds cost, not subtracts cost, because you're going to want what you want. We want to make sure that our loved ones are taken care of in the very best way possible. Short-term care is ancillary to long-term care, and it's also for people, quite honestly, look, maybe you can't seem to qualify or get a long-term care policy, whatever your financial situation is. Short-term care policies are generally much more affordable, and things that you can look at doing to make sure you can bridge that gap in case something does happen. Because I don't care whether or not you've got $1,000 or $1 million saved, you want to keep it saved. You don't want to spend it on healthcare. Let me encourage you, if you have any more questions, please get in touch with one of our agents, the Long-Term Care Link, or become a member of our Facebook group. If you'll touch the link below, we will go ahead and get you involved in that. You can collaborate with other members and maybe even answer some of the questions that you have. Thank you again.